Thank you all for being here. My name is Carol Bowen. I'm the Vice President of Government Affairs for Associated Builders and Contractors, Florida East Coast Chapter, also representing ABC of Florida today. Each one of us is going to take a moment to speak about why we're here and why this destination resort issue is so important to us. But before we go on, I want to just make a couple things clear. First of all, I want to give a big thank you to Workforce Plus for letting us use their space today. These folks are at the top of their game for trying to find work for the unemployed and the underemployed and seeing at least 100 people a day during the tough economic times. So there's really no better place to be on this issue. I also just want to let you know that each of the speakers will be available later on for interviews off mic if that's something that you all need. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. As I said, I'm Carol Bowen, representing ABC of Florida and our chapter. And on behalf of our roughly 2,000 member companies and about their 100,000 employees, I'm here to say we support this legislation because we're ready to get back to work. The construction industry has been devastated, like many, during this economic downturn, and most of our members have had to lay off or close up shop because there's just not enough work to go around. So we felt it was important to lend our voice to this legislation because of the type of work it would allow for and because of the competitive aspect and the open competition that would be a part of this development. That's something the ABC believes strongly in. Florida has been hovering about a 10% unemployment rate for the last few years, but construction is almost double, with about 22% unemployment. And as one of the leading economic driving forces in Florida, if we're out of work, then Florida's just not working. So I would respectfully ask the legislators, as they think about their goals for this session, if they really want to put people back to work, we just can't afford to say no to this. It's unfair to the folks behind us. It's unfair to the folks coming into this shop today asking for work, for legislators to say no because they don't agree with this type of job or this type of issue. You know, construction has been the backbone of this country for many, many years, and to say that we're not supportive of the type of jobs where you can really pick up a hammer and nail, completely unskilled, and make a name for yourself is insulting to our industry and to the state. There's long-term, short-term, high-quality jobs that are going to come out of this that will have long-term economic positive situations for the state, and there's just no time like the present. So that's ABC's stance. I'm going to be your MC a little bit today, and I want to make sure I introduce our next gentleman, Miguel Fuentes. He's from the Florida Carpenters Regional Council. Miguel.
Thank you. Miguel Fuentes, Florida Carpenters Regional Council, with 9 locations across the state, one in every major medium market area, and thousands of highly skilled, well-trained construction workers, some of which are underemployed and displaced right now. And more importantly, the employers that hire them. In fact, just this week, I sat with 2 of those employers in anticipation of what the industry looks like for the near future. 2 of them have more than 30 years in the industry, Mr. Jim Willems and Mr. Jerry DiMarzo. And quite frankly, my colleague from the ABC is correct. They don't know what that future looks like. They have to pare down and really cut costs and lay off a lot of highly skilled people who have been with them for years, have made lives for themselves. Well-paid jobs with the benefits and a future, something that you can feed a family with and send some kids to college. That's what we're talking about here, the future. We all depend on the same economy, and we sometimes differ on the issues of how to do it, but we know that we need to have something to compete for, to have something to look forward to. People are, in part, what they do. People in our industry are looking for something. They don't want to collect unemployment. They want to be working. They want to be constructive, productive, and contributing to their communities. We have to think long term. And imagine the thought of other people looking to see what we do here as a government and as a community and what we're open to, and say, hey, I want to make a capital improvement in Florida. I want to bring my business there. This sends that signal. It's more than just about building a casino. It's about the message we're sending to the rest of the world. We have gambling here already. We can do it in a more thoughtful, deliberate fashion where we can control the outcomes and have real, strong economic impact for our citizens and our businesses who hire them. We need to get this done. We need to get it done now. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Michael Murtha from Florida Concrete Products.
Thank you, Carol. I'm Mike Murtha. I'm the president of the Florida Concrete Products Association. Upwards of about 100 members of the cement, aggregate, and ready-mix industry throughout the state of Florida. Our industry, as I've said before in the past to many of you, was a canary in the coal mine as far as the economic downturn was concerned. We heard about it first. We felt it first. We knew about it long before anybody in Tallahassee or DC knew, because the orders started slowing down, and we started laying off long in advance of when it hit the rest of the economy. So we know one thing. We know that until our industry, the materials industry, picks up again, that there really is no true economic recovery, and that goes without a doubt. Another issue is that the construction industry doesn't always agree on everything. We don't agree on everything. There are some issues that we split ways and just respectfully disagree with. On this issue, each one of our associations, many of our companies sat down, thought about it, weighed the pros and the cons, and the Florida Concrete and Products Association, as well as the Florida Prestressed Concrete Association, endorsed this without question. This will have a major economic impact, particularly on our South Florida companies who have laid off more than 55, in some places 60-65% of their workforce. This is a strong economic and private sector stimulus injection that we feel strongly that this state needs. The governor and the speaker and the Senate president has worked well with our industries during this economic downturn. They have been extremely responsive. We can't thank them enough. We respectfully ask them that at this decision point that they side with Florida Concrete and Products Association and other associations and see to it that this initiative be approved and we get our folks back to work. Thank you.